The international thinker lives in Singapore, travels all around the world, has written a book called The Trust Economy.
Wonderful things happen when people trust each other.
My name is Philipp Kristian and I'm extremely passionate about what I call the trust revolution. It's this massive shift in the way we trust, both in terms of our daily lives, but also in terms of our commercial activities.
Hey there, I'm Ernie Graham, the CEO of HomeBot, and I just watched the Trust Economy presentation by Philip here, and it just blew me away.
I define trust as sort of the value that's realized in economic or social interaction. So when in the past we used to measure the economy with terms of capital, right? So we measure it by GDP, we measure it by hard cash. What's happened in the last 10, 20 years is that technology actually makes social capital and relationship capital visible. It makes it measurable.
Apps that build trust between strangers are in our everyday lives. They're perfectly normal. And maybe 10 years ago, your parents, or maybe even like your friends would have told you not to trust others, right? Not to trust strangers. Nowadays, look at the world we live in. We trust strangers on a daily basis.
All of these services that create value for us, by default, by right, they also create value for the economy.
How important it is to use technology to get the high touch, the high engagement, and then get to the trust. But it's also a loop there too.
It's that collective trust of shareholders, of customers, of people that makes this so valuable.
Think about how you're building trust in the digital age and how that's fundamentally different to how you're used to building trust. The world we are moving towards, the world in which digital plays a bigger role, is a world in which trust happens almost by default. There's always going to be one most trusted option.
Trust has this ability to create mental monopolies. And this means that you may believe that your phone of a certain brand or your car of a certain brand is the best phone or car in the world, that there are no alternatives to it.
Building trust in business and doing business in a trusted way, it aligns this classic human striving of wealth with the idea of also achieving well-being, because the most trusted companies aren't just the most commercially successful, they're also the happiest. And we know that in terms of employee engagement, in terms of productivity, in terms of satisfaction, they score top. Trust is something that you need to understand and you need to use to your advantage. So if you look at it broadly, every business is in the business of trust. Every business is an intermediary between people. And in order for this intermediation to work, there needs to be trust in the middle. When we look at ways in which constantly to improve the way we do business, to achieve a better bottom line, to be more profitable, to be more engaged, and to be ultimately the one in the market that people want to put their faith in and put their trust in, then we really have to understand that there is another benefit of being the most trusted, which is that in the trust economy, we're actually also actively building the happy economy.
Trust is becoming a key enabler of innovation in the sense that we need to trust in something new in order for it to happen. So without that trust, we're not going to adopt a new behavior, we're not going to use a new technology.